Welcome back to The Inspired Entrepreneur with Heather Hope. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Heather Hope with the Inspired Entrepreneur podcast. How are you doing? Happy Wednesday to you. I hope you're having an amazing, abundant week. Let's see. If you're new here, welcome. I talk about the law of attraction, primarily around business, money, sometimes about love, life, manifestation, just in all things. But I wrote a book called The Inspired Entrepreneur, and it is 366 days of inspiration for the entrepreneur. So you can flip to any page, you can follow along. This podcast follows the book. Today we're on March 3rd, and today's a really short message. Each day is very short considering, in a book, but it's just a daily little tidbit of inspiration. Okay, so let's jump into this one. The easier you are with sales, the easier the sales will be. Okay, so let me see if I think I wrote down a quote. I know I did. I was listening to an Abraham Hicks. Now, okay, so if you don't know, I was a law of attraction coach for a couple of years. Well, geez, probably more than that. I was a therapist for a bunch of years, 12 or 14, somewhere in there. And then I became a coach for 6 years, and I eventually really honed in on law of attraction and law of attraction as a business coach. And I recently left coaching because I just don't find a whole lot of joy in it anymore. But anyway, so I was listening. So everything's basically around Abraham Hicks. If you don't know who Abraham Hicks, go to YouTube. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, wonderful. I have a lot of business and money and lottery and stuff like that of Abraham on my channel. You can go listen to those. But really life-changing, right? My life has completely changed. I am such a more peaceful, happy person. The meditation, I can't even understand how amazing meditation is. It is a non-negotiable now in my daily life. And it is the number one thing that has just chilled me out, made me happier, allowed manifestations to come in constantly, just thoughts constantly, answers constantly, like all the time. And in addition to a bunch of other things. But I was watching this one Abraham this weekend, and it was about effort. Okay, so step one is you ask, right? You have contrasts, you ask for what you want. A lot of times, most of the time, I think we unconsciously ask because of the contrast that we are experiencing. So if we don't want this, then it's automatically asks of what we do want. So we don't really have to worry too much about asking. It's already being done. So step two is source answers. So source is in the background, making things happen for us, like lining things up based on the things that we've asked for. So step three is allowing it. So that's like chilling out, not getting involved. So listening to this Abraham, they were talking about if it feels hard, it isn't working. If it feels hard, you're working. I'm really feeling into this not working thing, like not putting effort into things. The less effort I put into things in my business, like my latest business is as a loan signing agent, and I'm studying to become a realtor. So I'm doing that very shortly, like soon, hopefully this week. But it's like my path to becoming a realtor, and but loan signing. So the less I put effort into things, the more comes to me. It is so cool. I'll have a question, and like 80% of the time now, I'm not going looking for the answer. It's like, oh, I know the answer's coming. The answer will come. It'll literally come up in my Facebook feed or somewhere. It'll come up somewhere. And there it is. And it's like, oh my God, that's so cool. It's like better than what I could go look for, right? So I'm learning to put as like so much less effort into things and more believing that things are working. Chilling out, meditating. When I'm feeling like on edge or kind of like restless, I will go take a nap. I will go watch some TV. I will go take a drive. I will go shopping. I will go, I've got a stack of adult coloring books in my living room that I will go sit and just color. Like I will go do something else to chill out, and then I'll feel better. Like I'll just go and do something else. So if it feels hard, it isn't working. So it's too much effort. You're like getting involved. It's the energy's not lined up. Like you're trying too hard on something. When you try too hard, it is hard, and answers don't come, and manifestation doesn't come easily. If it feels hard, you're working. You're not supposed to be working that hard. You're supposed to be allowing, not working. Does that make sense? It's like, it doesn't make sense though, right? It's like, if you're new to this, you're just like, what? Even people who've listened to this for 25 years, which I just doubt all over the place, but still don't understand this, because this is, one of the biggest reasons. Well, let me tell you, one of the reasons why I stopped coaching people is because as humans, we are influenced by anybody who is around. Like we are just influenced. We influence each other all the time. So one of the things is I'm a purist when it comes to like a law of attraction. I am an Abraham Hicks, like all in type of person, because I've learned that, I learned this stuff really quickly and understood it quickly because I didn't go looking everywhere else for answers. And coming from a psychology background, it's like, it's pretty opposite. I allowed myself to believe this stuff, and it all became true to me. And so I don't go looking for 15 other people and their opinions on things. And so I'm very pure in this. I follow primarily infinite intelligence source, right? So like there's a little hint of Bashar. Not so much anymore because the one YouTuber that was posting Bashar got shut down because Bashar does not the Daryl Anka does not allow his videos to be on YouTube, which is kind of a shame because Esther became so huge because she did end up allowing it. So you know what I mean? Like she just gave up one day. It was like, fine, you guys can have it. You guys can use it and monetize it and all this stuff. But Daryl hasn't. And that's the only way I got into Bashar was it started popping up on my YouTube and I started listening. It was really good. It was pretty good, right? So, and then the other influence of mine is Sanaya Roman, another channeler. And so this is like, these are all the influences from my book, The Inspired Entrepreneur. But one of the things that frustrated me with coaching people is that it was rare for me to find somebody who's a purist as well, of just Abraham. Most people do just look everywhere and listen to everyone and everyone's opinion and take and perspective and all that. And it jumbles, and psychology and everything, and doctors and scientists and everything. Like they just try to group it all together and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So eventually I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore because it was a lot of work for me to teach Abraham Hicks work when people are all over the place with law of attraction. And it's like, and the results were very mixed because, and I'm like, well, if you would just stick with Abraham for just a little while, 30 days or so, you will get really great results. And even people that I didn't coach still telling me, well, I do. And then you go check out their Facebook page and they're sharing stuff from psychology and from other people and this and that and everything else. I'm like, you're not just following Abraham for 30 days. You're not. And it's just one of those things where we're influenced. So you have to see who is influencing you. Who are the people? Who are the influencers, right? Whose mindset are you listening to? That's just vital. You get to decide who you are and who you, like, you don't have to be a purist. I'm just saying that's why I stopped. That was a big reason why I stopped coaching, because I was like, you know what I mean? Anyway, so let's get back to the message. The easier you are with sales, the easier the sales will be. So when you don't stress, when you don't worry, when you don't have anxiety, when you don't have all of these things happening, when you're worried and working from outside the vortex in sales, then it's hard work. When you work outside of alignment, outside of the vortex, it's hard work. So when you feel like it's hard work, and when you say it's hard work, you're out of the vortex, period. Because when you're in the vortex, you know it, and nothing is hard. Nothing is hard. Everything's easy. Everything's great. Everything you're excited about, it's fun, and it's just the most amazing feeling. So the goal is to get into the vortex daily, all day, like all the time. You know what I mean? Like, when you feel yourself outside the vortex, you get back in the vortex. Does that make sense? If you're not an Abraham Hicks fan, then you're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about, Heather? What is the vortex and all this stuff, right? So getting into alignment, feeling good, in line with your inner being, with the broader perspective of you, who is love and joy and excitement and fun. Get in line with that version of yourself, with source, right? And things are easy. You have a lot of ideas. You know what to do next. You just are like skipping and everything's wonderful. That's how to run a business right there. When you're feeling bogged down and like worried and frustrated and all these things, you're outside the vortex and you can't get anywhere. You can't get anywhere from there. So you got to get back in the vortex. Meditate every single day, consistently. I'm telling you. And I was never a meditator. I was a therapist for a long time. And I remember when I was in grad school, when I finally tried deep breathing, and I was like, oh, wow, that really works. and then meditation the past couple of years, and then consistent meditation the last few months. Life-changing. They say the most successful people meditate daily. Like, it's one of the most common things that successful people do. One of, right, is meditation every day. So that's my suggestion. Meditate every morning, 15 to 20 minutes every single morning. Get into the vortex. And then go to work. And then when you feel out of sorts again, do something to feel better. Thoughts. Just have good feeling thoughts. Think of things that really make you happy and get back in the vortex. Do this all day long. All day long. It gets easier, guys. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye, guys. Thank you.